You're such an asshole.
Guten Abend. Ich hat 2 Jahren auf Deutsch auf mein Universität in Minnesota. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. We got a kid who thinks I don't know where Austria is. Hello, Mr. Clary. My name is Samuel. Mein Name ist Samuel. Und ich bin ein 17 Jahren alt. Kinder von Salzburg, Austria, yeah. Alright, I'm a 17-year-old kid from Salzburg, Austria. In case you didn't know, Austria is a small German-speaking country below Germany. I am aware. Currently, I've been faced with a question and an issue, what to pursue as my future career choice, higher education studies. To give you a succinct background about myself and my situation, in Austria after school, we are forced to either complete military or civil service, both last 6 months to a year. Fortunately for me, I've applied to work as an assistant caretaker at a hospital and was accepted. Good, you get to wipe people's asses. Congratulations, kid. I've been thinking about going to medical school after my civil service. However, my Matura high school diploma grades for math and chemistry aren't good enough to get me into medical school or engineering school. Well, you fucked that up. Too bad for you. I was always better with human sciences and languages. All right, human sciences that's not a thing. That is not a real discipline or trade or skill. All right, those are entire industries made up so stupid people felt like they were intelligent. I'm good at sociology. I'm good at I have a degree in communications. I have a degree in international relations. I am so fucking intelligent. Du bist ein Dummkopf. All right, say, huh? Well, yeah, I'm good with languages too. Languages do have a skill though, especially in Europe where there's 1,000 of them within a rock's throw of yourself. As a solution, my parents recommended me to go to law school because lawyers here are paid also well and jobs are plentiful. All right, let's ask about that. I asked you because I tried looking this up, but my German is not that good, and I could not find any reports as to what the Austrian job market is like for lawyers. So what you have to do before you spend 5 years studying this bullshit is go and find out what the starting salary, what the employment rates are, what the job placements rates are for different schools in Austria for lawyers, all right? Because if it's anything like here in the United States, a law degree is probably the single worst degree you could get because you spend just as much money as you would becoming a medical doctor, but there's no jobs. The market is just flooded with them. So your parents being older and still thinking it's 1972 may think that becoming a lawyer is a great thing. Make damn sure it is before you even consider going down that path. And on top of that, even if it was, I wouldn't recommend doing it because it's mind-numbing, bullshit, boring work. Or become a translator for our family's friend firm. I'm fluent in English, German, and Russian. I've already completed an internship as a translator for my dad's friend's firm. All right. My parents really want me to get a university degree, but I recently discovered a new possible profession, police officer. After I told them I wanted to go to police school, they started arguing that becoming a cop isn't as rewarding as being an attorney or lawyer. Well, who says? Who says? This is something that pisses me off about parents. They think that they're going to tell you what to do. And I'm all for letting your child figure things out for themselves, or on the other side, making sure they don't make a mistake. But there's nothing wrong with being a cop, a Polizei. There's nothing wrong. That's a good skill. It's a good trade. It's a good job. It's a little dangerous. But what if you don't want to become a lawyer? And see, this is where maybe I don't see it so commonly in Europe. I definitely see it with my Asian clients. And I mean everything from Japan all the way to fucking Turkey. Everything, except the Russians. Is parents seem to be living vicariously through their children and don't give a flying shit what the children want to do or what they're capable of doing. They just want to be able to brag about the child. So you're like this pawn piece on this chessboard that your parents have very little shit to give about when it comes to your happiness and your success and your abilities. So fuck your parents. Don't be mean to them. But if you don't want to become a lawyer, don't become a lawyer. That's a pain in the ass. If you want to become a cop because it's still a good job. If you're saying I want to become a therapeutic painter or some other bullshit that we Americans have stupid jobs that we create for our spoiled, rotten kids in the suburbs. If you said that, I say, fuck no, go become a lawyer because at least there is something to do as a lawyer. But you, so far, translator, cop, these are good jobs and you're already getting paid for one. And it's also a very dangerous profession. Yeah, I'm sure the Austrian cops, it's really dangerous. Yeah. Come to Chicago. Come to the United States. We'll show you Daniel, Austria. Oh, somebody put gum on the sidewalk. Heavens. Oh, they spit on the sidewalk. Quick, get the SWAT team in here. You'll be fine. I can't promise you that you could get shot the first day you work, but I'm just going to tell you you'll be fine anyway. I took several IQ tests online, which have ranged my intelligence from 110 to 120. There you go. That's very smart. I took one at Mensa DK and scored 112 to 125, and the Culture Fair IQ test on Queendom. I don't know what that doesn't sound like an IQ test, which was 111. I was so disappointed to find out I'm really not that bright. Dude, do you know how Bell distribution curves work? You're in the top, 15, so you got 112, you're in 120. Let's say you're 115, that's one standard deviation, 34 plus 50. You're in the top 15%. You're very intelligent. You could become an engineer if you wanted. You could pretty much become anything you want, except maybe on the super high end, like, quantum physicist. Maybe you're not going to become Albert Einstein. All right? But you can become a good engineer. You have a very high IQ. Not super high, but it's very high. So you are bright. If you haven't, please read my book, Curse of the High IQ. That will tell you the numbers and the statistics, because you obviously didn't want to put forth the effort into math. It's sad. You could have done just as well in math and chemistry. You chose not to. I don't think I possess the intelligence to go to university with a score of 111. You're choosing the lowest score, hence making police school an option. Well, look, if you want to become an engineer, you're smart enough to become an engineer. You just have to try. That's the number one thing. There's very few stupid people in the world, but there's a ton of lazy fucks in the world. Anyway, what do you think I should do after I graduate from high school and finish my civil service? Thank you, Sam. All right, Sam. Well, let's go. You are 17, so you don't know. That's one problem right there. And out of all the options that you currently have on the table, I like the translator thing because you're already skilled. Your English is amazing. If your Russian is as good as your English, you'll do very well. There's a job right there ready and willing and waiting for you. And I think that unless they want to pay you full-time work, can you do it part-time? So you already have a side gig. You already have a skill at the age of 17. You're not even an adult yet. And you could go and work for your dad's friend's firm. Nothing wrong with that. Right? Now, perhaps you would like something a little more challenging. Okay, you could become a cop on the side. I don't know if they have it in Austria, but they certainly have it here in the United States. We have the police reserves, where you are not paid, but it's a great way to get in if you want to become a cop. But to find out whether you like being a cop, you join the reserves. So there might be a part-time position. Maybe you act as a assistant or a deputy over at the police. So contact your local police department and find out if they have any kind of these part-time assistant. You volunteer work. You're typically not paid in the United States, but see if they have something like that to find out whether you'd like to become a cop. That's another route to go. You're certainly smart enough. If you want to go be an engineer, you could do that. You just have to try and knock it off with, oh, I just don't like math or I don't like chemistry. No, you either do chemistry or math or you don't. There's no like or dislike. It's either do or do not. There is no try. But because you're so young, you're 17, what I would do is spend a fair amount of time while you're doing your civil service. I would spend at least an hour a day researching different types of careers and professions that you might have an interest in on the internet. Because I hate to say it, no, it's these three: cop, translator, engineer. There are many other things. There's IT, computer programming, all these good fields in STEM in the trades. Carpenter, electrician, plumbers, chimney sweeper. I don't know if they got chimneys in Austria. They make a lot of money here. So I would not narrow your focus down just yet. But, nor would I discount the natural skill you already have, which is you're a translator. So that, most people out of high school, they got to go work some shitty-ass job working as a waiter or a waitress. They got to go be a janitor or something like that. You could be a translator, making pretty good money. And it's not physical labor. It's pretty easy. You're just sitting there writing, transcribing. That's you're indoors. It's nice. It's not cold in winter. You're inside. So it's always Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You need to put food and clothing and shelter on the table. Okay. You have that through the translator job. You're able to afford college, or maybe college is free in Austria because you guys are lazy socialists. And from there, you could start to assess. But spend the next 6 months finding out, researching, taking the time to find out which job is for you. So go work part-time at the police. volunteer, see what it's like, if they have a program. See if you can get a job where, find out what it pays, or if you can work part-time for your dad's friend. Start researching and investigating chemical engineers, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, aerospace engineers, and then start looking into IT. Any of these fields that pay good wages, that are in STEM or the trades, and one of them, I mean, there's a lot of them. All you need is one that you really like. So that's what I do. I'd spend your time, and then in 6 months' time, you'll have a much better idea. Do I go to college? Do I become a cop and join the academy? But honest to God, I would really avoid that lawyer thing. I really would, because of the time and money commitment involved in that. I would really look out for that one and make darn sure that's a career or profession you'd like to go into. But I don't see any. I think. Is it doctors? I think it's lawyers that are the number one regretted profession. I think that's the number one regretted profession. Anyway, hope that helps out. Spread the good word in Austria und Deutschland. And auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.